Back in 98, my final year back in the islands, I had this friend. She was sent to the islands to finish out her high school years. And for whatever reason, I felt inclined to tell her that I liked her. And I feel bad that I even did this. And put her in a position, but anyway, I just felt like I needed to do it because I really did like her. She was a pretty girl, good personality, everything. She was kind. Anyway, on a day very similar to, or a night very similar to tonight, I mustered up the courage to go to her house. So I walked over there, and man, I never did anything like this before. Never had a girlfriend. You know, I was what you would consider more of a loner or a nerd. I had friends and acquaintances, but none that I really hung out with all the time. It was more to myself. I was just doing my own thing, you know. I didn't have a problem with anyone. I just did my own thing. So I knock on the door, and her uncle comes out, and I know him. His name is Shone. And he goes, "Stone, what you doing here?" At least this is how I remember it. And I don't remember what I said, but I think I told him I wanted to talk to her. His niece, so-and-so. And maybe he had this look like, man, should I slap this dude? But I didn't have a reputation for being a bad kid, which is why I think he, let it ride. Because culturally, you just don't do this kind of stuff. Where I come from, when you date, you have a chaperone and you really just, walk around, talk. But, usually the girl has a chaperone, like one of her friends or her cousins with her. Anyway, she comes out and she's kind of like, I don't remember exactly what was said. She's kind of like, "What are you doing here?" Kind of surprised. And I don't remember what I said, but I said, basically I told her, "Oh, I like you." Now here's what's funny about it. Thinking back now, it's like, damn, I don't know what I was expecting to happen. Like, what if, okay, I'm guessing you probably know. She let me down easy, but obviously she didn't reciprocate those feelings. And I knew it. I already knew this was going to happen, but I don't know why I felt like I had to take courage and just tell her. I knew exactly what I had no business, and I knew what the outcome would have been. I knew she wasn't going to say. But thinking back, if she did say, "You know what, I like you too," I probably would have been so nervous. I probably would just say, "Oh, thank you," and walked away and went home. Because I didn't know the first thing about dating. I never kissed a girl. I was just, I was just young and naive. So I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, obviously it broke my heart when she didn't, get excited about what I told her. But she did tell me one thing, and for whatever reason, I held on to this, and it helped me later on in life. She said, "Sorry, I don't feel the same way," but basically she said, "Don't worry. The girl you marry will be 10 times better." And I want to clarify this. I'm sure she said this to let me down easy because we were friends and she was a kind person. But I'm sure she meant, no, she's going to be way better than me. I know she was just saying that to make me feel better about liking her, but her not liking me back. But I took it as, don't worry. The girl you marry, you're going to be so in love with her that you won't even remember that you liked me. That's the way I took her words. You're going to be 10 times more in love and excited and happy that the woman you marry loves you more so than me. That's the way I took that. And I don't remember if it was raining while I talked to her, but I do remember as I walked away, we said our goodbyes, and I walked across the street, and there was a temple there, and there was some benches there, and I go and sit down, and I just cried, And I remember thinking, this is what it feels like to have your heart broken. But it's funny. It's like, heartbroken? I wasn't even really in love. I mean, maybe there was infatuation there. There was some strong feelings, but not as strong to result in crying the way I did. But, you know, it just... You cry when you're a little kid and you don't even know how you feel. I'm sure I'm like, man, I don't even know what love is. But I just sat there for about half an hour, cried, and then eventually I went home. Fast forward, it never made sense for me. You know, I talked to girls, I never really dated. I never said, I want you to be my girlfriend to anyone except my wife, because it didn't make any sense to me. But my first girlfriend ended up being my wife. And everything that this girl suggested was true. I fell hard, we're in love, and 20 years later, here I am. So, shout out to my friend for giving me the best advice and having something to look forward to in life when I wasn't as naive and when I knew better, when I actually got to experience what love really is. So shout out to her, because she probably didn't remember she said this to me. She's probably like, bro, you need to just get the heck out of here. Let me let you down easy. But hey, it helped me out. That's all.